Open one giant can of worms before we get there.
insert that noise.
Don't. You're gonna be setting me up for a bunch of tasks.
My
own. That kind of sounds like a can, doesn't it? Like the snare. It's got a little bit of that going on.
This is gonna be our end. Hopefully, right?
We're gonna die podcasting. Super excited here.
This is gonna be our end.
30-second episode.
At some point, it's gotta come to that eventually.
No, but really super excited to have you here, Austin. Thanks for coming for the 30-second episode of Never Ending Becoming podcast.
It's great to be here. That's every podcast. Why does everyone say that every podcast?
It's so funny, and like, it's the best thing to say. So you can't really judge someone for saying, "Oh, thanks for having me," or "Great to be here." That's the other one, right? Thanks for having me.
It's like a hello, isn't it? It is the same. It is the exact same. Because what else are you gonna say? Cool. You know?
It's bound to be that. But we've recorded all sorts of stuff together. Now we're doing podcasts. Obviously, we've done jam journals.
Oh my God. The infamous jam journals.
Sorry. Oh my God. Little penguins going by. Hey, buddy. Hey, guy.
Come here.
Oh my God. That's so
It's
sweet.
just outside the shot. You just can't see it. It's just outside the shot.
Yeah, we're shooting in different locations every time now. Hello, everyone. How you doing? I'm hoping all three cameras are working. It's a real crapshoot nowadays, whether that's actually a reality or not. But let's not get too focused on the audio, video. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Okay.
You know, I woke up very early today and had a long day ahead of me. I was not called at 3:30 and I was still asleep.
Hey, I wasn't blowing up your spot. I wasn't trying to say, you were getting out of bed,
I'll do it for me.
4 p.m., not 4 a.m. or whatever it is. But you were up late. You were working on music. You got a good excuse, right?
Yeah.
Plus, it's coronavirus right now, so you can kind of get away with anything.
Yeah, not too busy when it comes to that, especially with live music and any stuff like that.
But you were working on some exciting projects last night.
Yes, I was.
What was going on? Remind me in the future, because you told me earlier, but I'll never remember again unless you put it on tape right here.
That's true. Oh, man, put me on the spot.
No, you were doing Camp Cosmos stuff?
Oh, yeah, I was. Sorry, I forgot. I was up doing my own thing after I left my buddy Mason's house. We were working his backyard. So
the outside music production.
Outside music production.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's safe, though.
How do you think playing music outdoors, maybe coming up with music outdoors, writing music outdoors, how do you think that's different from like the typical basement, creative sessions, garage sessions?
Well, sonically, though, it's not as, atmospheric. Because, like, you're in a room that's quote-unquote sound treated with like pillows and blankets and stuff, but when you're outside, it kind of just, you lose a lot of it. You know, it doesn't sound as good, at least when you're writing it. And like, because Mason tends to write and mix at the same time a little bit, but it's kind of hard to do that when you're outside.
Sure. And I know, especially like playback and stuff, that's pretty different. Outdoors has such an expansive feel.
Yeah.
Were you doing it with headphones, or were you using speakers outside?
Headphones and then speakers. We've migrated. We've done both. Like, one, I'll be in the house with a mask on, still 6 feet away from him. So, and that's always just way better. I mean, sometimes we just have to do it outside. Sometimes we do it inside. It all depends. Yeah.
I mean, clearly we got to stay loose. We got to stay loose now.
Loose but careful, I mean, it's getting to the point where it's like such a long time.
I meant loose, like you have to be ready to play outside with headphones, play outside with speakers. Like we were talking about staying loose in terms of your planning earlier.
Like having the ability to adapt.
I'm not trying to necessarily advocate for the loose coronavirus response. I saw that they're now maybe recommending, or Fauci said something about how we should be wearing possibly goggles or eye protection.
Yeah, because it can get in through your eyes too as well.
Which, I mean, I happen to have just bought a pair of goggles, which is hilariously enough, I can go to that level, but I'm like, I don't know, I'm already, people already give you looks in public with the mask, and it's normalized at this point, but I would go to the goggle level if it keeps you safer.
Yeah, if you want to keep people safe around you, that's the thing. There's all these people that are, going into stores not wearing masks, and then, they're just starting arguments, It's like... It's my right to not wear a mask in the building. And they're like, well, it's my right to not serve you. Get out. Yeah. And then it's just like public freakouts.
We talked a lot about the mask thing. Not a lot, but we talked about when you were on with Rob. We did the Jam Journal Talks podcast, figuring out what's even going on with the masks. That's clearly not gone away. The whole discussion piece. Like,
not
we
a
were,
little bit.
if anything, ahead of the curve on that, or really just on the curve for that one.
Just there.
Still trying to figure out what the heck is going on with all that. But I'm happy you've continued making stuff. Obviously with Mason, with Camp Cosmos, but also on your own.
It's been hard, I'll tell you that much. It's really weird. It's a motivation factor was gone for a while, and that was really bugging me. But, it comes and goes.
Sure. It's tough because that's always part of the piece. That's always part of the process when you're trying to create. Things, happen to ebb and flow. But at some point, you just got to force yourself. You got to get the butt to the chair.
Yeah.
Right? Speaking of, how is this chair? I feel like I have some wicked iron in my back. It's definitely like keeping me awake a little bit.
I'm liking it a lot. It's very stiff,
Yeah.
with my back. It just feels so good.
Yeah.
My old bones, my old 22-year-old back bones.
Yeah. Happy late birthday. You recently turned 22. You were a young 21-year-old man last time you were on the podcast.
Little baby boy. I wish I can go back in time and tell him the things that have happened.
Yeah. 22 is really the coming of age year. That's when. It just sounds good too. 2-2 looks good. The 2-2s right next to each other.
I feel like it's the same as 19.
Does it?
You're not 18,
right?
and you're not 20. You're just fucking 19. It's like
let's time out 21. Right. That's a big one.
Yeah, 21 was a big one, and then this one's gonna be like until like maybe 25, or it's like almost to 30.
Yeah. But no, it's good to keep the music thing going, and you specifically having different projects, because even if your own personal music, muse isn't coming to the table with you, you can have Mason as the muse.
Yeah, right. I don't want to rely on him too much.
Yeah, it's good to have both. But no, it's great. And then so it's nice to even sit down here. We're recording in a new spot, a new location. It's the same location as the last podcast, but slightly different angle. I'm going to try to juice all the different locations I can, like try to get different angles on each spot. Was doing that at home with the pink garage.
Oh, the pink garage.
Shoot that in different ways.
I miss it.
Got to keep switching it up. Let me talk to you about food during the podcast.
Yeah.
Or food during... How about this? Food during coronavirus, then how you feel about eating and food during the podcast. So... First off, with Corona, have you been going out to eat, or you've been able to?
Too much, man. Way
Yeah?
too much. It's hard. But I'm like 3 or 4 times during this whole thing. I'm like, all right, time to just get groceries. Time to actually like make myself some chicken and rice. Do that whole ordeal again, and it just doesn't happen.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's rough.
How about food during the podcast? How do you feel about people eating on podcasts in general?
I hate that. I mean, unless
I'm setting you up to
unless they do one of these, right?
Yeah, away from the mic.
Yeah, and they're not chewing, because especially like everyone's got these mics now. They got these Shures, and it's just got such a nice. It's too. I don't want to be the inside of your mouth while you're chewing something. It's just not, unless you want to listen to like ASMR type shit. Because in that case, that's your alley.
I know you like to talk about audiophile stuff with me. So do you think it would be better or worse to be eating on a high quality mic versus a low quality mic? Like
worse.
Does
So
it make
much
it worse?
I think it'd be way funnier if it was just like a $5 headpiece, and as you're chewing, it's just like distorting the microphone.
Yeah.
That'd be more like comedy than it would be anything else.
Speaking of everyone having these mics, one of these mics is yours, and I recently brought this over to your place because you're thinking about starting your own podcast. We should also get there. But I looked online to buy them. They're temporarily out of stock. Isn't that amazing? Like it must be like everyone is
Corona,
now
absolutely.
podcasting. Like it's like, of course I want high quality audio. I have to live digitally, so of course I want to be seen or heard in the best light possible from my coworkers. Or maybe just everyone truly is like, yeah, now is the time to start a podcast, right?
Holy shit.
But it's the Cloudlifter, I think, too. Like one of the ones I was looking at, it's like the Cloudlifter is like a preamp. It helps the microphone.
I was gonna point to one, but like that makes no sense.
Maybe sponsored by Cloudlifter.
PNG right here of a Cloudlifter.
You fucker.
yeah.
All right. You get 5, all right?
Okay.
I'll let you have 5
I'm really gonna
throughout
keep
the
track.
course. I'll let you have those 5. No, but I looked. I couldn't get one of these till like August 4th or something. This is like late July.
We're from Amazon.
A week and some change. Not too crazy. It's Amazon and Musician's Friend.
Sweetwater. Have you tried Sweetwater yet?
I didn't.
I love those guys.
I forgot about Sweetwater.
Sponsored by Sweetwater. I was gonna put my hand up to have you put the PNG of the Sweetwater logo, but I'm not gonna blow my load immediately.
No, I love Sweetwater. I should have looked there. I got in the habit of Amazon convenience, timeliness.
It's so fast.
I thought, yeah. And then I looked at Musician's Friend first because that's when I was younger. That's what I used to compare Guitar Center against. It's always like Musician's Friend v Guitar Center. Even back in the day, I felt like Guitar Center, they sold stuff online, but Musician's Friend had a way stronger presence. They were more of a brick and mortar type place.
They're more online based, right? And then Guitar Center's more in, Guitar Center will rip you off to your face. Musician Friend will do it online.
Yeah, they have the heart to do that, or they have the dignity. Do you like primarily Sweetwater's the one to go to?
Yeah,
for you?
that's really where I put my money towards.
It's specifically close. I mean, we're in Chicago.
It's in Indiana, Fort Wayne.
So I would love to, keep the money in
PNG, the city of Fort Wayne, Indiana. I'm sorry.
Yeah, okay, now I should elaborate every time. Like, do you want to pick the Fort Wayne shot? Do you want me to pick the Fort Wayne shot?
No, you got it.
Okay.
I don't care what it is, as long as it's just yeah.
Might hit Street View and get something on the way up to the
video of a slow spin just in the main court of the main street.
Especially if you got 5 of them, I need to make them count. I need to make sure they have some quality.
So that's 2, right? Cloudlifter and then Fort Wayne.
Cloudlifter and then Indiana. Yeah, I'm not gonna keep it straight talking about him. But shout out Sweetwater. Hope you're doing well over in our neighboring state.
Yep.
Love to give any Chicago or nearby shout outs whenever possible. But honestly too, I'm interested in thinking about logistics. The thing taking a long time to get to me. I should order from the place that's closest, right? Although it'll still probably ship from Sarasota, Florida, or something. Even though it's coming from Sweetwater, probably have a fulfillment center at some wild location.
When I got my synthesizer, I think it came from Tennessee.
Oh, really?
I'm pretty sure. I could be mixing it up with something else, but I'm almost positive it took a couple days to get here.
No, that makes sense. I think you sent me the order status or something, didn't you?
Yeah.
I think I saw that. I think Tennessee, that makes sense.
They probably have warehouses elsewhere because they can't put all of it in the one spot. I mean, it's a big website. A lot of people use it.
No, totally. And as much as Sweetwater can and should, and I'm assuming in the future will be catering only to Chicago residents, it's nice to give some business down to Tennessee, whichever place is doing it. You got a synth. I'd like to do some synth talk because we both got some badass synths, and we're really just at the beginning of our synth lives.
I love that ours are probably the same prices as each other, but yours can fit in your pocket, and mine takes up a whole. It's pretty much the size of the bin. A little bigger.
Well, mine already broke once, so you got that going for you. The size helps maybe with some of the girthiness.
Yeah. Yours you can record onto it. It's like a full-on digital audio workstation, or duh.
Yeah, I got an OP1. I got a Teenage Engineering OP1, and you have a
Moog grandmother. Her name is Beatrice.
Shit, I forgot to name mine.
Yeah.
Does that make me a bad synth owner?
Nah.
Okay.
It's a tool more than I feel like you'd use it more as a tool than. I don't know. I mean, I've seen the way you play things, and I hope you don't name anything.
That's why, yeah, because it hurts too much when they die. That's why.
Oh my God.
We have video of me breaking drum mics in the middle of jam journals. If you go back to Jam Journal 4, I smash one of my Sennheiser tom mics, and that's it. One hit with my drumstick, that is done.
To do some future talk. In the Jam Journal X.5 or X1, right? 11.
We have 2 I didn't release. Yeah.
You destroyed the drum set mid-set, and I had to do a solo act for a minute and a half.
That's right. Yeah. God damn. I'm referencing things that don't even exist yet. We have. Actually, I should just keep it up at this point. Just go harsher and harsher with the equipment because I can put together a greatest hits compilation. I just need one more video. I think we'll be there.
That is amazing. The greatest hits, literally.
Hits.
That's fucking perfect. I really hope you do that.
But I'll try to stay away from Beatrice. Make sure if I ever get to meet her, I won't be too harsh.
I know you will. It's usually your own products that you smash and bash.
Yeah, it was a Corona era thing, so I haven't had the chance to tickle her yet. To get on there.
Patch cables too. It's really cool because it's a semi-modular. Mm-hmm. So modular being the ones that are built into the wall, and you do all the patching with. There's no keys, but this is semi, so you can also control it through keyboard, and because you don't need patch cables to use it.
Yeah.
It's basically it's almost like a breadboard, and it's here's a thing. They're already pre-connected underneath.
I was gonna say it's like a video game that you can still play the game, but there are many microtransactions after the game. They'll hit you up for money, patch cables and modules.
Oh God, those suck so much. It's free game. You assholes.
No, but with the synth, do you feel like it's changing the way you think about music? You're predominantly a guitar player, so you have a strong melodic past. You have very, very specific ideas, I'm sure, on how you write songs, right, and how you come up with things on the fly.
It has switched a lot over the couple months, and I guess what's my second year actually writing music, using Ableton and all that stuff. It's changed. I mean, before I would always start with guitar, or I'd start with synth because it's not, or just keys because it's something I'm not used to.
Yeah.
So it came up for different sounds that I've never like imagined before. Because before I used to write songs for my band, I'd like come up with guitar parts. But now it's all different.
Sure. Yeah. I'm really excited until we for us to get to that stage where we're not just doing fully improvised things. Right now, everything being produced is on the fly. Conversation, if you can improvise a conversation.
Yeah,
and of course the jam journals are fully improvised, so it'd be nice to get to things that are a little bit more intentional.
Yeah, I feel like we can get to the point where right before we could figure out what we're gonna do and then just kind of replicate it.
Yeah,
I feel like we're gonna be like, okay, here's like a little chorus lick that we can do together that like all of us can like emphasize the beat of what lick we're gonna do.
Right.
And then it's gonna go into like another improv jam probably, and hopefully I'll get even more better at improvising,
Oh, you're amazing as is, man.
Thank you.
I think you're fantastic. And then of course you have the sign hat. In case people don't realize that, they can see you're all about signs.
I'm all about signs. Any sense of the word. I'm all about sign visual, like stop signs, go signs, left signs, right signs, and sign waves,
Tell me about your visualization project that you were working on. You kind of were experimenting, making music. I don't know. Can we talk about this yet? Is this?
Yeah, fuck it. I don't care. It's gonna come out in 10 years anyways.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, dude, I'm horrible with that.
We'll start to get the audience.
You've
excited.
reminded me of it. I should actually work on it now. I've been trying to work on real music, and I'm like, no. I gotta get back to the song I already wrote. So it was a song prominently an electric, song.
You're predominantly making an electric song.
Thank you. Yeah.
Where guitar is the prominent sound. They both work. I really want to make that connection.
I Bitcrushed the guitar, so it sounds like it's an electric instrument, anyways.
Oh,
so
okay.
So it's all good. Sounds like yeah.
Bit crushing is like sampling in a way, right?
It's like downsampling.
Downsampling.
So like instead of having all of the samples, you're like, how about let's just not cut it all out, so it's just like a horrible recording. It just makes it more blocky. So the wave sign that's normally like sampled really well is like block.
Anytime you get super scientific, I'm gonna try to have like a hilarious layman definition. So it's like if you take a CD and then you put the contents on the world's shittiest 8-track that one could find. Is that close? Is that possible?
For my third now, I want you to put that quote next to me, or next to you. I want you to write that down in a quote and put it next to me. I'll burn out. I'll burn out real quick, and you're just gonna have you can relax for the rest of the podcast.
I think I picked wrong too. I should have picked like
4.
a Victrola disc. I shouldn't have even used 8-track because I'm like, I don't know, is that lossless? Is that lossy?
Lossless quality.
Without getting too deep in the weeds. No, I'm super excited you got that synth though. It's really cool.
Oh yeah, to get back to the project.
And then your project is going to be amazing to use that with, right? Are you planning on using the Moog with it?
Yeah and no. But what I have to do is I still have to manipulate the audio to make it look different, which I feel is awesome. Like there's no cheating. So normally it's an oscilloscope, right? So all it does is if it's a mono, it's just pretty much a line. But what you have to do is you have to make it a stereo track, sending things right and left, like panning, because then it will open up. It'll start to make different shapes if you have it like different sounds in each ear. Because if it's mono, it's just a line. But then you have to like make it morph into like circles and stuff. Or you can do like a 1D view where it's actually doing the wave.
If anyone's listening to this by any chance and not watching, this is the perfect use of the video podcast finally. I feel like it's finally coming into play.
Oh yeah, because I didn't even think of it.
No, you were explaining it really well, but you were doing great associations with the hands and everything. So even if because it's conceptually hard to understand unless you're kind of an audio pro like yourself.
All right, the fourth one, put a GIF of an oscilloscope right here, just to make it easy, and it's gonna want people to watch the video too instead of just listen on YouTube.
Okay.
Right here.
We've gone through 4. This 5th one.
I'll send you this one. I will send you a GIF of this one or a video of this one. I will demonstrate. And then here's so this is 0.5.
Yeah.
So 4.5. Here's the video of a 1D oscilloscope. Then here's the 3D oscilloscope.
And then I have no ability to explain these to the audio listeners at this point, but let me just say
you're fucked. You are fucked.
I can only assume that the content you send me will be striking. So I just use that kind of adjective. Like,
striking.
Incredible. Oh, Austin is displaying some incredible visuals right now.
You're tearing up. This is really beautiful, man.
Yeah, too much, man.
Okay, I got one more, and I'm not going to use it for a long time, so.
Yeah, actually, maybe you should even wait till like the podcast is over, like we're signaled out, and then at the very end, you could maybe pick your favorite thing from the following 45 or 49 minutes or 53 minutes, however much time we got left.
Let's see how good my callback jokes are.
Yeah, that's right. And then let's finish the visualization project though. Tell me a little bit more about that. Like, is there anything you learned with this weird anytime you're visualizing an audio-based thing, you're going from something. You're switching formats. It's not
senses.
I don't even know if mediums is the right word. Yeah, you're engaging different senses.
It's very strange.
Did you learn anything that you shouldn't do doing that, or have you like chosen not to do a certain element of that project, steer clear from?
Not quite. I mean, it's still a foreign concept to me too, because being such an audio learner and audio everything, it's weird translating that over to visual and seeing how it looks scientifically, because that's exactly what it's doing.
Yeah.
If you look at a oscilloscope, it's like that's exactly what the sine wave is doing. So it's more of just I didn't know it looked like that, or like, wow, everything's boring. Like if you don't have anything stereo, it looks garbage, you know?
Sure.
But yeah, it should be fun to screen record with because it's a VST, meaning like on the audio track it's just like another effect. So I have to still get like an on-screen recorder, OBS, and like film it, go. And then I'm going to throw it in a like Premiere. It's going to be a big project, but that one's going to come along faster than the other one.
I forgot, yeah, you're getting into video stuff with Premiere too, right?
It's a little hard because I got used to Final Cut, and then my completely legal download of Final Cut Pro.
Of course.
Once I updated it, it's like, nah, you don't own this anymore. I'm like, come on.
Probably many people's paths.
Oh yeah.
In all fairness to you've especially for someone your age, and I do discriminate on age if I'm going to assume based on whether someone downloads software or music, and really it's just due to income. You've done a great job purchasing stuff, and you've supported a lot of the companies that you like.
The ones that aren't Apple. You know, I mean, like companies that like definitely would need, like Moog is an employee-owned business. I mean, I can't really fake buy a Moog, but like I really put money towards that.
Yeah.
Let's see, Shure. I like Shure a lot.
I love Shure. Yeah. Niles. Sure.
Women-owned business.
Yeah, actually, you want to hook us up with one of these bad boys for August 4th, or can we get on the in for that? Is that possible?
Please. I know other podcasts want it, but come on.
I mean, hook up the Chicago area podcast.
Come on.
How else can we bring local revenue to the Niles building? Not too far. We probably drive by that place.
I want you to not do this, but I wanted the CEO of Shure to be right here now.
Theoretically.
It doesn't go up. This doesn't count. I'm not doing it. I'm throwing it out there. If you want to do it, I'm not going to decline.
I'm trying to think if I can even find a picture of their CEO. I'm sure I could.
Pretty quickly.
Yeah, probably not bad. Been hearing about this Alta Vista. I'm fucking aging myself here. It's like I should have said Bing. I should have.
Oh, ew.
There you go.
My friend uses Bing, and I make fun of him every day. But he's like, no. I get like a $10 Amazon gift card every 2 months of using it. I'm like, that's not worth.
Okay, let's take it back. You have a friend, number one, that uses Bing. Number two, that's getting paid to use Bing.
Yeah.
How?
No idea. Rewards. Okay. There's like Bing rewards. And he's been using Bing for I don't know how long. He's a very strange guy. I love him a lot, but he's very strange. I'm like, why are you using Bing? He goes, well, I get $10 or a certain amount of money towards Amazon gift cards for like every astronomical amount of time I use it. I'm like, is that worth it?
Interesting. Yeah, he's like, get $10 gift card. Loss of value to my life is in the hundreds of dollars due to my terrible search results. But the $10 gift card really helps smooth things over a little bit.
Oh man.
But they have stuff like that where you get paid for product testing. And especially, that's a college age job to the extreme.
Yeah, I mean, money's money at that point, right?
Yeah. And honestly, I'm not against using different search engines. I used to use DuckDuckGo when I was in college, or I started to, because it's one of the ones that doesn't keep your search result history. But I eventually, you had to move back to Google. It's like that lever you can't get away from. You just got to keep going back there.
It's hard when something's so efficient. It really is. It's like I'm not going to drive my car. I'm going to put wings on my bike. It's like you're gonna fucking crash and burn. Go back to a car, man. You have one.
I love that. It's great. Let's talk about some of the other projects. I'm gonna make you commit all your projects on camera right now. So make sure, and really just so no one can copyright them or just steal them from you. I'm just trying to make sure,
because this is a copyright. Technically speaking, on a podcaster, it's intellectual property, isn't it?
I send this to the United States Patent Office. They have not responded, but
no stamp of approval yet from them.
I'm assuming I'm getting something like a registered trademark or some sort of juice from it. Getting some sort of goodness from the whole thing. But you're considering a podcast of your own or podcasting with other people?
Co-podcasting with a friend of mine.
Very cool. Tis the season, huh?
It should, tis the season for podcasting. It should be a fun one.
Just make sure you don't plan before August 4th if you want a SM7B, if you want one of these Shure mics on your on deck.
Ooh, get the rich bass. Like the bass that I had in my voice when you woke me up at like 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
I wish I still had that.
We were talking about whether people actually record vocals in the morning for that reason.
Yeah, because I think I don't know if my theory is correct, but I mean, because your voice tends to not stay. For spoken word, I imagine it'd be where it's at, but I feel like you lose the tune. Like you can't hold a tune when your voice is all crackly.
Yeah.
You know? But like if you auto-tune it, I think that'd just be where it's at.
That's got to buy you some safety.
Oh, for sure.
I was assuming it was instantly going to be like a Kurt Cobain sound, you know?
Oh, man.
Get the gravel without having to smoke all the cigarettes over the years.
Yeah, right, without punishing your body.
And
just
of course doing the screaming. Singing, waking up. Yeah, we were also going to do this entire episode in a Kurt Cobain voice, but I ended up going against that.
Yeah, in our practicing, we both lost our voice, so. But we got it back today, so that's why we're doing this. Scrap that idea real quick.
But it'll be fun to get your own going on.
Yeah.
And it's definitely one of those things that I think you have compounding rewards with over time. You know, it just gets better and better the more you do it.
More practice. Practice with anything makes you pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, even though it's something you've been doing your whole life, which is having a conversation, you know, you try not to say because now it's on wax. You know, it's on recording. I've used that twice today. I didn't want to. I want to definitely out myself as a what's the word? As an imposter. I don't use that word ever. But I used it once. I'm like, I'm going to use it today on the podcast for sure. Keep this on wax.
No, I like it. Honestly, this is recording straight on a SSD hard drive, so there could be some wax in there for all I know.
I sure hope not. Some earwax on it? That's disgusting.
I'm like, silicone? I'm like, how can I connect this to wax? There's got to be silicone processes, you know, chips in there, whatnot.
Yeah.
But what the hell is even in it? SSD?
Silicone, the waxiest metal around.
Hey, man, they might use some wax on a chip, a computer chip, the housing, the case. Maybe there's some wax in there to stop it from squeaking when it goes
underneath
in
the keys. Underneath the keys, there's a little bit of like a rubbery type of closest thing to wax.
It's true.
Closest thing to wax.
It's true.
New album for you. Closest thing to wax.
Yeah, we were also doing that earlier, coming up with any band name we could. Closest thing to wax. It's got, you know, it's an option. It's an absolute option. I would love to be able to press stuff on vinyl. I have a friend who's a musician who has done that. I have some of his records, and I think it's amazing. You know,
that's a dream of mine too.
The concrete or wax nature of the whole thing is obviously, it's powerful.
It is. I mean, it lasts a lot longer. I mean, as much as the internet lasts. One big EMP can wipe out all the internet.
We can do some soothsayer type predictions at this point. Do you want to do the EMP? See when the internet's going to be wiped out?
Sure. The internet will not last as long as vinyl.
I like it.
Here it is.
Mm-hmm.
People who like vinyl, not cassette players, but just people who like old technology are going to EMP the entire internet, wipe it out completely, make everything irrelevant. Computers gone, mics gone, you know.
It was reminding me of you saying it's not going to last as long. It reminded me of this game I used to play, Versus, where you would basically just do like an NCAA Sweet 16 bracket, and then you have to fill in like maybe the 16 spots with different concepts. And one of the two cons, and then you just kind of debate. It's sort of arbitrary sometimes, but just to give you a concrete example, what I'm talking about, it was the printing press against the internet. So we're talking about like the technology of a printing press when you could finally have literature and mass production. It allowed literacy rates to rise. It allowed people to actually learn things in church or learn religious elements without just relying on the pastor, preacher, whoever, priest.
Word of mouth,
honest.
right?
Not pastor. I'm Lutheran, so I'm revealing myself.
Hard copy is better than word of mouth, right?
Well, yeah, because they would just like supposedly like look down at the Bible in Latin and be like, it says, I need this Sunday through Thursday off, and you need to give me money in the communion or money in the collection for this.
You can look at someone like I'm in agreement. Oh, hold on, sorry, I'll let you finish.
I'm going all over the place.
I was gonna say, who do you believe? What do you believe is the stronger one?
But the concept, yeah, the thing I was pushing is that over time the printing press would be more. I was just taking the printing press side against the internet.
I'm with you on that.
Because everyone's, You don't have to be. You know,
No, because I have an analogy too for that even better. I'm Dr. Analogy over here.
I was gonna say the argument I was making back when I was playing this game is that the internet actually won't, in terms of significance, last as long, because the printing press, we're talking hundreds of years where that really moved people forward. You know, books, literature, the written word, hundreds of years where people were advancing. Internet's been around for, I mean, mainstream 25 years, right? 30 years. But maybe there's going to be a new groundbreaking technology so much sooner due to the technology curve that the significance of the quote-unquote internet will, quote-unquote, the internet will be like maybe...
What's this thing, the internet? What is a web? Is it a spider? What is this all about? The internet? What?
Maybe it'll be like 70 years, you know, where like the internet is extremely significant, and then there will be another groundbreaking technology that just destroys it, that just smashes it. And so in a way, long-term, super long-term, the never-ending becoming, the printing press, sorry, I had to, the printing press will be more significant than the internet.
I agree. Yeah, that was really well worded. Because the internet, pretty much in and of itself, is building something stronger to kill itself, right?
Exactly.
The immense...
It's able to do that.
It's able to do that, and it's currently doing that. We're trying to find, like, faster 5G. It's just everything's getting faster and better. There's going to be something more powerful than the internet that the internet in and of itself has created because of the quick, like, you know, technology that we can send back and forth.
Exactly.
But the printing press, I feel like, is like, what do you think is more important? Arnold Schwarzenegger's last workout or the first one when he decided he wants to be like a monster? It's the first, right? Because that's the first one that set things off in a chain of reaction. Like, what's better? The last log you threw into a fire or the first one that got it to spark first, you know?
Woo! I don't know how we haven't played this game versus
Dr.
together.
Analogy! That reminds me of the game Super Fight, though. They came up with another game like that where it's like you have like Barack Obama and like 30 Pegasuses, 30 Pegas, and then you know, you have someone else. You have your own power cards.
I need to address like 6 things here. Number 1, Pegasi. Number
Thank
2,
you.
first log on the fire.
Thank you.
Number 3, I don't know, somehow I will take Arnold's last workout or first workout when he became the new generation Arnold. No, but another one, electromagnetic pulse. I'll take 2028, you know?
Really?
I'm not going to do it. Department of Homeland Security, please
I don't want to do it either. I like music making too much on my computer. I would never do that. I love my synths, my electronic synths.
And even though we're recording this on wax, and I won't be upset if anything happens in 2028, that just seems like a good year. It just sounds good. You know,
Yeah,
sounds
2028. Cool. I don't know. It sounds like the year of doom.
I mean,
28 days later.
certain vaccines have taken 10 years to make. So maybe if the coronavirus vaccine takes 10 years, maybe someone will do an EMP within the next 8 years.
Just completely wiping out progress.
And we won't be able to stop it because everyone's going to be working from home for 8 years. And 8 years from now, someone's going to slip. Who's the EMP patrolman? I don't know who's watching the EMP stuff in the United States. But whoever.
The guy who watches the big EMP bomb that's constantly set and armed, you know?
Gotta be some division of the CIA or something, right? I don't know who it would be. I mentioned Department of Homeland Security. I'm going to try to say as many sensitive words in this podcast to get it flagged as much as possible.
Demonetized immediately. Demonetized immediately. Have you said the C word yet?
What's the C word?
The virus word. Have you said the full thing yet? Because I think there's AI that picks up the word bubba iris, you know, and it actually demonetizes you if you're even, you know.
You talking about shmabonavirus?
Shmabonavirus, yeah.
Like that word?
Yeah.
But
have you
rhyme?
said that in this podcast yet? Because I don't know if you have. You've said.
I said no did.
Oh.
Well, it rhymes with no did.
Oh, noted.
Did I say no did?
Noted by
Have we said the C word?
I think we said quarantine, which is fine. I don't think we've.
Well, luckily, I'm not making a fucking red cent on this podcast, so I'm not too worried about being demonetized. In fact, it's cost me thousands of dollars at this point. So, literally thousands of dollars. So, let's,
the investment that keeps on not giving.
And of course, I'm just talking about the food I ate over the years to get me to the point where I'm able to articulate and enunciate at this type of level. So,
of course.
Not all the gear and the expensive microphones we've been discussing ad nauseum.
No, the ones that will already be compressed when you send it to YouTube anyways, which is a fucking it's a nightmare.
Yeah, it's, gotta learn though. Gotta figure it out for the future.
It's actually good though that we're in the same spot though, because it compresses it a lot less. Because pixels in the same area tend to get less compressed, but a lot of movement, like hands in this will get compressed.
Oh, I see.
So if you, because what's that guy, MKBHD? He put like an 8K video on YouTube, kept uploading it, and it would get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. It was still at 8K, but he took the same video and kept putting it back. So it'd be like, you'd basically be like a big purple blob, and then he'd stop moving, and his face would be in like 8K again, and then it would move around.
Holy shit, that's fascinating.
Because it
man.
chunks it.
That's very fascinating. I'll have to do some shit like that, especially if I ever can monetize this, and of course, I can, upload 6-7 copies of the same podcast, try to get some views on the same material, take the 45 videos I have and turn them into 180,
Turn them into liquid gold.
Just like multiply them, not by shooting more, not by doing more, just like converting them. Get an intern to be copying.
You mean those kids videos that they're putting up now, where it's like the same video and they'll just change the colors of animals and re-upload the same video and get like 12 million views?
Is that happening?
It's
it's gotta be, right?
I don't know if it's been anymore, but it used to. The kids' YouTube section was probably the worst scum on the earth would post.
The kids' YouTube stuff is getting so much attention. It's kind of upsetting because I'm not a child, and also, I don't know, isn't there enough shit for kids? Do we really need YouTube to be fully for kids? Can't we have like a kid YouTube come out?
I would rather have like kids just watching like TV shows, because I feel like they're just way better. Like the amount of influence that like SpongeBob has had on me, and like, like Jimmy, like all the old cartoons. I had so much influence because of those shows. And because they actually have like morals, they're funny, and now it's just like hands dancing on YouTube with eyes in the hand from fucking like Pan's Labyrinth, and they're singing. It's like, what the hell? What acid trip is this?
That's extremely funny, by the way. Pan's Labyrinth
reference
for the children.
Okay, finally, put hands on my eyes. Thank you very much. That has been all the images I want.
Thank you very much. Yeah,
I'd like to thank the Academy, but I can't put an image up of the Academy anymore.
No,
I'm all out.
this is good now. You can relax. It's not. You don't have to think audio, visual. You can just think audio. You can just talk. We can just relax.
You know what? I feel better.
And to be honest, Pan's Labyrinth, the eyes on the hand, fucking amazing fifth one. Incredibly good fifth choice. Like,
I'll tell you what. When I started this podcast, I wouldn't think that was going to be the fifth one, but it ended up being it.
It'll be a pleasure, and I can't wait to add that to my search history.
You're gonna have the CEO of Shure, Pan's Labyrinth, Fort Wayne.
Talk about getting me on a list.
Get me on a list.
Motherfucker's losing his mind.
They won't know what the fuck. They're like, is this the guy that's gonna release the EMP? And then you're gonna watch the podcast. And it's like, oh, okay, it's the other dude.
God, no, I would do those all day and night though, if it wasn't just so hard to find them. We need to get like a stomp box or something for when we make. It's like tied to some sort of timekeeping device, so that every time like something funny comes up, I can just boom timestamp it.
You put a mic on the floor.
Timestamp it.
You put a mic on the floor, mute it on whatever it is, kick it. Every time you kick it, there's gonna be a big audio wave spike.
Oh, dude, yeah, instant.
Yeah.
Of course. Well, I'm gonna next time you're on the podcast, I'm 100% using that trick.
I will fucking boot a microphone. You get like a 57 or something, or you can do anything. You can get a guitar pedal that's not plugged in anything, because if you stomp it on, I think there's like a little sound wave or something.
Oh, sure.
We'll have to figure it out.
I can use a literal pedal then.
I think you could.
That'd be badass.
Yeah.
Especially, you know what? I'm gonna do the actual literal pedal if possible, because then we can get a pedal cam on there. Show me clicking it on there. Although, getting way too in the weeds of how this is actually going to play out, considering I actually can't do it now. But it'll be good for other people in case you want to steal these ideas. Of course, I'm assuming you didn't trademark these ahead of time.
I did not trademark the kick microphone pedal, but it's out there.
Of course, once this pod hits the patent office, this will be trademarked. So try to get those copied by then. But
oh yeah, good luck. Good luck. I wish you luck. Your legal team, both cameras. I'm looking at camera 1, camera 2, camera 1, camera 2.
Shit, too much, man. Too much. No, but that's definitely going to be ways in which we keep innovating in the podcast realm. I mean, if I'm going to do this thing for like 80 years, I need to come up with some new tricks. Let's be honest.
I really hope you do it for a very long time.
I will.
And I know you will.
I 100% will. Yeah, that's my only guarantee on this podcast, is that it will go on longer than you think it will. This will go on longer than you think it will. I'm not saying I'm going to do 100 episodes a year, but I'm going to do 200.
There'll be more. I like you said that like you were going to lowball everyone.
Right, of course I do.
Good delivery. You have nice delivery.
No, the second I cash out, monetize this, I'm going to cut it down to 1 a year. I'm going to do like 70 episodes a year for the first 13 years, and then I'll just cut it down to like 1 a year just to fulfill my promise of getting to 110 and doing podcasts, the age of 110.
You're already at 32.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, rolling.
Because they're like, all of them are like an hour long, right? If not more, like an hour and 20, hour and 10.
Not an hour and 20. No, usually caps out around an hour and 5 minutes. They got to average around an hour because a few are shorter too. It's not like a thing I'm like religious about.
Yeah, if you.
Not something I'm too
I'm keeping my lips sealed on that one.
Yeah. Oh, no, you can talk about it. This isn't gonna come out until after.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's funny. I don't have to say the incredibly short. Well, what if you change it though? Are you gonna do it? Are you just gonna post it as is?
Okay, what Austin is referring to is the fact that we filmed the 30th podcast, and we got rained out 14 minutes into it.
The weather was so nice. The setup was beautiful. The shots were nice. We had the old fucking table there. Everything was, it was throwback central. Ugh.
And then we got totally rained out. No, I'm gonna add a little bit, but I don't think I'm gonna get to 45 minutes worth of extra content on it. I don't think I'm gonna be doing 45 minutes alone.
Superimpose Alex Jones videos in there and just random shit.
Yeah, maybe if I'm trying to get some sweet attention, I'm trying to get on some lists, either good or bad lists.
Like lean into it. You're already gonna be on lists. Might as well be on a more.
What, for saying coronavirus?
Oh, this is the one thing.
I will not be told.
My favorite podcast thing is that you say something like shocking.
Mm-hmm.
Push away the micro. You push away the microphone.
Well, that's how the demons get in your body. Is if you say something, it shoots back into the microphone. That whatever craziness you put into the mic gets its way to the wax, comes on back.
It hits the transformers in the Shure. That's why anyone who has the Shure, they grab it by the bottom and they look away.
Exactly.
They look away. I said look away as I looked away, and it was just like it.
Well, yeah, it's funny when you
very
trick
directional
yourself.
mic, yeah.
You trick yourself a little bit. And that's bound to happen that way.
Of course.
No, I'm gonna pad the 30th one a little bit. I'm gonna release it actually pretty soon.
A trailer for it. Introducing Matt, just always this big, long, theatrical intro, and then just 10 minutes of us talking.
That's funny.
Me checking out halfway through, worrying about the mics, watching the rain.
That's funny. I like that. Huge introductions. I'll do slow-mo. I'll do voiceover.
I'll record a score for you if you'd like.
Yeah, you said, though, you were, like, guarding the mics last time.
Oh, I was so fucking worried. I'm just like, these are my mics. I'm recording vocals with these. These need to be perfect. I do not want buzzing.
Yeah. Yeah, is that what it would do, buzz, or?
No, I just don't want anything to happen. I don't know if water, and it's a very, there's a lot going on in here.
Yeah. Luckily, we got the big old broadcasting screens on, so.
I think that actually protected a little bit.
It's got to help. And then I think these, I know, I've seen stuff on the Shure website, actually. Shout out Shure.
Shout out to Shure.
About them, like, definitely road testing and wear testing a lot of their products. So I'm sure this can handle a certain amount of palm sweat, from those people that are trying to keep the spirits in there, like you were saying.
I imagine. I am.
Not something you want to find out, though, just when you're getting to 30 episodes. You want to break the podcast from like 30 episodes in.
Before you've reached your investment limit, where it's like, look how many episodes I got out of this thing. It's like, 10?
I was going to say, at a tune of $400 a mic, that's not something you really want to fuck with.
No, it's not.
30 episodes in. My production budget does not allow that. I've blown through the number of Ks that I'm willing to spend on this podcast so far. Although, I'm already talking about adding a stomp box for future GIFs.
It's just a laying around microphone that you just boot around and you look at the volume.
Yeah, I got another one. Yeah, we'll get there. Starting to hear some cicadas. That's how you can tell this isn't on a soundstage.
Yeah, this isn't fake. A wall comes down, exposing people working behind the scenes.
Oh, come on. People working behind the scenes. Shit.
That would be the best. Like a conspiracy, like what is that show? The Life of Lonnie or something? Or Next on Lonnie.
Next time on Lonnie.
Where like all the walls come down, you realize the show is in the the trailer.
Yeah, Austin's is referencing like my favorite YouTube show.
You definitely showed me that then, okay. I was wondering who showed me that.
No, it's you're speaking from the subconscious. You know who you're talking to here. I fucking love Next Time on Lonnie. For anyone who's not familiar, look it up on YouTube immediately.
Yeah, we'll wait.
And done. So the thing that I'm sure you loved about it was the fact that it's sort of like a fake, almost like reality show, sort of fake like dating show or something. But it's really the whole show is the show ending. The show ends at the very beginning of the show, and it goes next time on Lonnie. And then it goes totally off the rails. Each episode is fully different. Some they're maybe continuing the reality show vibe. Some it's like an alien thing. Others,
that was a good one.
Oh, it's amazing.
They go so far with it. I love it because it's very like rom-com, and then it switches.
It's so creative. Yeah, I admire it so much. I would love to make something like it. Or
Red Letter Media, right? Is that who makes it? Or
I
forgot who it is. It's the one with. Is it Ben Stiller's thing?
Ben Stiller ended up becoming involved with season 2, if my memory serves correctly. I think it was YouTubers. I think it was Nacho Punch originally was the quote unquote production house.
Oh, okay.
Now it's just on YouTube, like the channel is Next Time on Lonnie. But yeah, Red Letter Media bought it. Or Yahoo Films may have been involved at some point.
Yeah, I just remember the jester at the end of the videos.
Small time projects like that, I think they just shuffle it around like mad. You know, I don't think it's that precious who owns it at first. And then I'm assuming when you own a small project, you want to get to somewhere where you can have it distributed. It's not just gonna die on the internet and not be seen. So if Ben Stiller offered to buy this podcast, despite my extraordinary desire never to sell out ever, I would take that call. There's no doubt about that.
What would you feel about a Bezos buyout? Opposed to
fuck Bezos. He's got enough. He doesn't need my genius.
That's how you know. That's how you know that it's not just for the money. It's for someone who you believe would help you out.
Oh come on, Bezos. You can't have Bezos ain't get my brain. Okay, he can't have my brain.
I mean, he probably could. He can hire a team of legal staff to have your brain removed and putting it in a jar, and he'll have it forever. He's got that much power now.
Jeffrey, you could definitely do that, but please don't do that. That wouldn't be cool.
Yeah, that would be really not. That'd be not cool, man.
Yeah, it would not be a fun time for me. If Jeff Bezos somehow through this podcast
sawed your head off,
formed a vendetta. Yeah.
He's like, he heard us before talking about Amazon Basics.
Although he couldn't even stop his brother-in-law from selling his secrets. Did you hear about that stuff or no?
He's got a vault of secrets.
No, I mean it's hard. I mean, privacy's fucking dead. It's one of the reasons I'm doing this podcast. I'm just trying to get ahead of the curve on it.
He got a taste of his own medicine, you're telling me?
I can't blame it all on Amazon Web Services or him killing privacy. I don't. He's not the culprit for that, really. I don't think. But
No.
He's definitely profiting off of the new age. So he can still take plenty of credit for it. I think he can take. Plenty of blame for it. Actually, he can take plenty of blame for a lot of things with the billions he's got. So, although I also hate. I don't love when people misattribute shit to people just because they're rich.
That's true.
It's complicated because I've, especially when I was younger, had a lot of weird mixed feelings about wealthy people, animosity in some ways, which I think is natural to some degree. If you feel
it's competition, right? Inherently, that they're our society's inherently a competition based off of wealth and success, right? And people who are way ahead of you are basically beating you. And if you have any sense of competition, you're not going to like the person in first place.
Yeah. Yeah, it's probably a whole number of things. I think I had some personal things too. It's hard to explain as it relates to wealth. But no, it's weird. I know a common one now is people going after Bill Gates.
Of all of the people who he would have been he would have had 200 billion, but he's at 85 because he's gave so much to charity and all that stuff. He's just the wrong one to be shitting on.
Bill Gates, and actually, time out, it does make sense. That's actually a confusing example because he was involved in healthcare work. He has been working. I know specifically in Africa, in
you mean
various
good,
places
gotcha.
with vaccines, and he has worked with healthcare, specifically making sure people have excellent quality of life, specifically outside of the United States. Obviously we're dealing with a certain thing from outside the United States originally.
Current world event. I want you to replace every coronavirus with me screaming current world event with a bunch of echo.
Yeah, CWE.
CWE.
There's got to be something like that. Eventually it will become like Voldemort. You can't even talk. You won't even be able to say coronavirus at a certain point. It'll just be...
I feel like if it doesn't die down, it's definitely going to be the word's going to be banned somewhere. It's going to be the next horrible word you can't say.
Back in the sea times.
It's going to be like the next 9/11. When you say it and you're like, oof, Yeah. It's going to be like, oh, coronavirus. Someone's going, oh, God. Oh, no.
Yeah, no, it'll always have that.
A word that... I find that's crazy. It's a word that existed, too. For a while. Coronavirus existed forever, but now it's just it's got a different light to it,
Corona beer. I saw it.
Oh man.
Toyota
they actually didn't their stock tank a little bit because of,
I'm not sure exactly. I know they're owned, what is it? They're owned by some liquor brand. Shit, I used to know this. It's the same company that owns Canopy Growth Corporation.
That's out of my wheelhouse right there.
They also own Kim Crawford Wine.
Oh, really?
I don't know this brand. Damn it, I so know this, but this is my stock shit coming to the surface. But my finance interest.
James' Financial Hour.
James's Financial Hour coming to the surface. But there's also a Toyota Corolla, or excuse me, a Toyota Corona. There used to be a Toyota Corona car,
Really?
I believe. Yeah, because they've made
Yeah,
Corolla.
Corona's just another word for sun,
Camry.
right? It's another Latin word for sun or something.
They're all Crown. They're all like Crown, Scepter, like Toyota. It's all like royalty kind of words. Corolla, Camry,
Really?
Corona. Yeah.
RAV4.
Mini Crown, Big Crown.
RAV4, the most royal name of them all, RAV4. Or GT86. Lord GT86, come down and get your RAV4.
You're speaking my language, though, because I've been researching.
Supra.
That's the joke I was going to make next time.
Fuck, I'm
I
so
tried
sorry.
to hold myself back. No, I'm glad you did. It actually made me feel very connected to you. I
That's good.
wanted to say Supra so badly. Because I actually know no one who owns a Toyota Supra. Like, does anyone actually drive a Supra? Is that a thing?
No, but the one thing about a Toyota Supra, which comes my old, my car fascination, was that stock, the only thing you would have to do is add 2 twin turbos, and you'd get like 1,000 horsepower.
What?
Stock engine, stock transmission. You throw 2 twin turbos on there, and you get like 1,000. I mean, like the twin turbo's like 40 pounds of PSI, which is like ridiculous. But you get 1,000 horsepower.
Oh my God.
Which is unheard of.
That makes sense. The Supra is newer, right? Like it's a
Older one, the one that you see in Fast and Furious. Literally,
I'm ignorant. Yeah, I'm just learning about cars now.
you just put them in there, and it's 1,000 horsepower.
Okay.
Which is crazy. That's why it's like, because it's gotten expensive because of how easily moddable it is. So it's actually gotten like, it's a cheap car, but it has like a crazy engine in it. It's nuts.
Yeah. I thought it was recently revamped or given a lot of attention, or that they came out with a Supra or something.
They did too, yeah.
Because I saw that the current owner of Toyota, he's like the 3rd generation or something. He is the 3rd generation.
Mr. Toyota.
Toyota, I guess it's Toyoda.
Oh,
is
really?
The family name. Yeah. But no, he's like a race car driver. He
Really?
loves racing cars. So the current like CEO of Toyota is this. I'm getting all this from a Scotty Kilmore YouTube channel, by the way. So I haven't verified any of these facts. This could, of course, be made up. No, it seemed totally legitimate. But all the Toyota facts, I'm like researching Toyota and shit right now. But I guess the current CEO is super into racing cars, which is fascinating because sometimes you get just soulless money suckers, but he like fucking loves cars.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's respectable.
No, 100%. And the previous generations, again, Scotty Kilmore, shout out to that YouTube channel, specifically if you love Toyotas. He was talking about how the previous generations, one was like in the loom industry. They came from like the textile fabric
So this Toyota
industry.
guy that's running it now currently likes, that makes sense
He's
why the
more
Supra's back then.
Yeah.
He probably pushed for it to be, because if you're like the CEO of the whole company or the founder of everything, you're just like, let's get the Supra back. Everyone wants it, and I'm, anyone who races any cars or knows anything about cars are like, Toyota Supra, because literally Fast and Furious.
Is that what it is? Okay.
And it's also an incredibly easily moddable car. I don't know about the new ones, but definitely the old ones.
It seemed like the new Toyota owners, I wish I knew his name, I'm sorry I don't. It seemed like he's like into specifically making, his ethos is making driving fun still too. It's not just about like, of course, reliable cars that last forever, whatever, which Toyota's had going for it. Like he seems to have a desire to make them fun, to have a pleasurable experience.
Do you know when he was appointed big boy of Toyota? Was it like this year, or like 4 years ago, 3 years ago?
Largest boy Toyota. No, I don't.
Because they rolled out the new Camrys and Corollas like 4 years ago.
Oh, yeah,
they look nice.
Way cooler looking.
They look way cooler, and
No.
it just they look not like an economy car. They look like an actual like sport car.
They totally do.
The front end looks really nice.
Yeah, especially the Camrys. They have like the dual tip exhaust in the back, or the dual exhaust.
Yeah, what's that all? That looks great.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I mean, you can make like a car that's not expensive look good with just not very much change. You can just be subtle with it.
When did you learn about cars? When did you get so into cars? Was it like the classic turning 16 thing?
I think it was like, well,
your family's always had pretty
racing.
cool cars. And
Al's raced bikes, and I've always liked like just the racing in general.
Al's your dad.
Al's my father.
Larger boy
than me. Yeah, he professionally raced motorcycles, and that got me road bikes. He got me to just fast things.
Yeah.
And then all the video games I've ever played. But it was like a slow build up until I got to the age, obviously, where I'm like, oh, I can drive now. So that was always a big factor.
No, of course.
A lot of kids in my school talked about cars too, so I was like, oh, fuck it, I'll just get into cars.
You went to school in the suburbs. kind of different location than I'm familiar with.
Very different.
Not that it's so our experiences are so different because geographically.
I mean, high school's high school, right?
Yeah, 100%. And even then, I'm from the quote unquote city, but it's not like we're so far apart in geography that we don't share a common language. Obviously, a lot of people being Christian background, what have you.
Mm-hmm.
But excuse me. But did a lot of people do the whole car when they're 16 thing? Did a lot of people get cars when they were in high school?
A little bit. We had not as much as the years now, believe it or not.
You think it's getting more intense?
The parking lot's getting filled, now. It's harder and harder each year because we have a parking. Obviously, we have a parking lot. It's harder and harder to get a spot now for the kids that used to go to my school. For us, it was not too bad. There was a line, a pretty large line on the day where you get to sign up. But now I heard the line goes halfway down the school, to go to the office to sign up.
Yeah.
But it was not too bad. But I feel more and more kids are getting cars now too.
Are we talking hand-me-downs or are we talking show-off pieces? Because sometimes parents are doing proxy wars through their children. Yeah, I'm gonna get my son one of these Supras to make sure Jerry over there knows that I love my child more, that I'm doing more successful. Not that I love my child more. It's that I'm more successful than
Jerry's fucking son is not gonna beat my fucking son in a drag race. I'll tell you that much. It's getting a little country, isn't it?
I appreciate the southern drawl.
Yeah.
No, that's unexpected. But
I'm breaking stereotypes. It's an oil conglomerate. He came up from Texas.
I tried to pick more of a suburbanite name in Jerry, but yeah.
That's a good one.
Could be oil money. I could see that.
That's a good one. He didn't like working for the oil factory, so he just took his business elsewhere.
I'm trying to be fair and ask, though, new car versus used car, because in all fairness, I drove in high school. I had a car, but I was driving a 1993 Oldsmobile in 2006, so I was driving something 13 years old.
I was driving a hand-me-down 2003 Jetta GLX VR6.
Is that really what you're driving?
Yeah,
I totally don't remember that.
my close family friend's gold car. We had to get a fucking new transmission on that thing.
Oh, did you?
Because he busted the shit out of it. He was another race car driver guy. He liked to drive around a lot.
That explains that.
So I had that for a couple years. I was working for my dad a bit too, so I had some money saved up.
Cool.
And also I got really sick. So it was a mixture of, splitting the cost of the car with my parents and then also them thinking I was going to die.
Yeah.
So I got a Mustang.
Almost splitting up with your life.
Pretty much. I got a Mustang, I've always wanted one. I always wanted a Mustang, and I had some money saved up to afford the down payment and a couple payments.
Yeah.
And they were just we'll cover the rest. Don't die on us. Oh God, that was horrible. But that made me a better driver. I'm not going to lie.
If you can, it doesn't help to give a young man something to live for.
Oh my God. Yeah, I just the car made me a better driver because it's fucking wild. It's wild.
Yeah, you got to watch it, right?
I'm very confident that and my mom very nicely spent a lot of time with me in the car.
Yeah.
More than the 50-hour requirement. She would make me drive everywhere.
Yeah.
Because we'd have to do errands and stuff. So I definitely had a lot of practice behind me.
No, I want to ask you, before I forget, I'm totally going to forget about this, though. What was your Jetta experience, your Volkswagen experience?
It was like a go-kart. It was really small, and it was pretty quick.
Yeah.
Because it was not it was just me in the car a lot. But then I once had a couple friends, and it definitely fucking bogged down for sure. I was trying to go fast. It was It was a nice car. It was quick.
Oh, it's got to be fine.
Little V6. It was not bad.
No, yeah, that's decent. Especially nowadays, they're really neutering a lot of engines,
Yeah, I've noticed that.
Especially the small ones.
Well, for miles per gallon too now.
Which I get. No, I'm not necessarily against it. A little bitter that nothing can tow. You have to buy a ridiculously huge car.
Some of the fastest cars now are literally hybrids.
Yeah.
The McLaren P1, one of the quickest cars, Porsche, they're all hybrids. Because
you mentioned the RAV4 Prime.
RAV4 quickest car?
No, the quickest of the RAV4s is going to be the Prime.
Oh, really?
It's the plug-in electric. It's just coming out in 2021.
Holy shit.
I can hit you with some facts now. All these Toyota.
Go.
This is a Toyota podcast now. If you haven't realized, I've retooled. No, but no, that's because it can use both engines at the same time, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be it'll be using both engines at the same time. Because the electronic engine will have all of the torque immediately. Because that's I think hit a fly.
They've been getting close.
Yeah, they've been sliding in. Electric engines don't have to have a transmission because they have their power immediately.
Right.
So the faster a normal combustible engine spins, that's where you get the more horsepower. So if you just put your foot barely on the gas, you're getting 5 horsepower, But if you put it all the way down, it's got to build, and then you'll get to your horsepower. like your peak horsepower.
Yeah.
But electric is just this. You know, that's why the Teslas are so fucking quick.
Right.
Because all 4 wheels are driving, and it just, boom, it's gone.
Right. You started in a Jetta, and now you're at a pickup truck. You're driving a pickup truck.
Driving a pickup truck now.
So you've gone from like this little stock car to driving a pickup truck. What's it like going from that little guy to this big guy? Because do you want to talk about specifically what you got, or?
Oh yeah, I got
at least give the body type.
A Ford F. I mean, they've seen it if they watched Jam Journal 4. Or no, which one was it with the green screen? 5.
Five.
If you see Jam Journal 5, you will see the actual image of my truck.
I think when we hit our first attempted chorus, I really hard. I threw it on the green screen behind us.
I laughed so hard when I watched that video in my fucking house. I was dying. I'm like, oh my god, you did not. Because it's the exact model of my truck too.
Yeah, but you're rocking a much longer, bigger car.
Not as bad as my dad's old Harley Davidson F350. That thing was like 25 fucking feet long, it felt like. And I had to park it in Logan Square at your old apartment. And I would always be like, yo, what's the parking looking like? Because if not, I'd have to keep going down and down and down the street and carry my guitar all the way into your house.
And I'd look out and be like, I know, you can get a Jetta out there.
Oh, dude, if I had the Jetta...
And you're coming with an F350.
Oh, I wish. I miss the Jetta in that sense. I miss how...
I love to try to
What's
name
that one?
I couldn't see it. I'd love to try to name the planes going by if possible.
Let's just assume that's another Delta.
That's how I keep track of the economy, is just looking up at planes.
You invest depending on what planes fly over you? That's
Yep.
genius, actually.
Yeah, half the time I'm buying, half the time I'm selling. Because I'm like, they shouldn't be flying right now. And then when I'm in a good mood, I'm like, it's good that they're braving the storm. It's good that they're getting through CDWE. Corona.
Current world event.
Current world event. Fuck. I'm like, how did we come up with this earlier?
Yeah. That's... To get back to it, yeah, that's the only thing I like the truck. It's higher up. It's got a lot more power to it than the Jetta.
And you're doing some like legitimate work in it now. Like,
yeah, I could put horses in there if I have to do traffic control stuff. I still like the Mustang a lot. I do, we're selling that one because I need to pay for the truck with the money I got from Mustang.
If you want, you can do your sales pitch if you want to get someone to buy it off the podcast too, if at all possible.
If you want a 2015 Mustang GT Premium with, I think, 20,000 miles on it, driven by me.
Not bad, 20,000.
Carefully, very carefully driven, taken care of. I'd start it up, let it sit for 15 minutes before I even drove anywhere. Get the oil. I'm not even kidding. I'd at least
really?
I'd auto start it and let it roll.
Shit.
Gas was fucking. That had better gas than my fucking truck now.
Oh, it's got to.
15 miles per gallon.
Yeah.
And my truck's like 12.5.
Yeah.
And I'm driving it regularly. I'm not driving it like an asshole. I've grown out of that stage already. That's where I was like, this Mustang's like...
You're watching the RPM meter now to make sure you stay under 3 or what?
It's got a 10-speed now. Those trucks have 10-speed transmission.
Oh, that's right.
So it's just shift. But I don't know why I'm not getting more... It's not an eco mode, I mean, that exists, which is really funny. I should have gotten an eco boost, but I didn't.
Is there an eco mode on your truck?
Yeah. It just brings the revs down. It doesn't.
You don't drive it on that?
I forget to. You have to set it every time on the thing.
Oh, do you really?
I mean, first world problems. I have to set it every time.
No, it won't stay on it if you put it on eco mode.
No.
Ford, how fucking dare you make people set eco mode every time?
I have to hit the button 3 times while driving if I forget.
What is this guy made of button presses?
What, am I made of money?
That was an excellent sales pitch for your car, by the way. I think you did great.
Thank you. Yeah. See, the reason I got closer is because the bass response is better on the Shures when you get closer. So if I bring my voice down here, it's empty. But if I go up here, it's way deeper.
People are going to leave this podcast as audio, visual, and car mechanical specifically. Toyota geniuses.
Okay.
Absolute geniuses.
One more thing.
Genii. What?
You can do this or you don't have to do this.
Okay.
But I was going to use the term dropping knowledge, and as I said it, I want the word knowledge to drop. It doesn't have to do anything. It just whizzes past. You can do it or not, but I'm going to say one more time, dropping knowledge. And if you decide to do it, it happened, okay?
Yeah.
And if it's there, it's there.
Thank you for going with the clap along with me.
What, a second later?
No, see, no, it'll be easier to see the waveforms.
That's true.
I can tag it at least.
You'll just hear pop, pop.
In Ableton, yeah. So fucking funny, man.
Yeah.
No,
I love teaching people shit because I like learning personally.
Oh yeah.
I don't like learning in the way of like sitting down at a desk and just fucking being yelled at. I like when like someone like you are just like, oh, did you know that? And then ... I'm like, really? Because then I'll tell someone else, hey, did you know that? And then say the wrong thing on accident because I didn't ever pay attention to you. No, but I like dropping knowledge. It's fun.
Oh, 100%, man. Yeah. Do you notice any different with the 10-speed transmission?
You don't feel the shifts.
It's like
it's very smooth.
Smaller steps then.
Yeah.
So
but if you really put it down, it'll shift all the way down automatically to get you. It's really cool.
Okay.
There's a little bit of delay when you put your foot down, I've noticed, but it's just because it has to downshift.
That's got to be confusing with you because most of the time you put your foot down, you have delay, you're hitting a delay pedal for your guitar. So I could see that being...
That was brilliant.
Thank
That was
you.
really brilliant. I'll give you a lot of points for that.
Thank you. Thank you. I actually time traveled back in time. I watched this podcast in the future. I missed that joke. And I came back to relive this whole day just for that one joke.
You've done it 13 times in a row. In your back pocket right now is the remote for it, and every time you mess up to deliver, you hit it back, and you go into another dimension.
I got some Rick and Morty shit going on, no doubt about.
I won't question it because I don't want to, be turned inside out or any shit. I'm all good, man.
I've been with coronavirus. I've been thinking about that Simpsons episode.
It sounds like you dubbed it in.
It does sound exactly like that.
That was hilarious.
But if you're watching the video, you know that was legit.
That was legit.
So on that, due to the CWE that's been going on, I actually have been thinking about that Simpsons episode a lot, where there's like it's a Treehouse of Horror, where there's like a skin-eating gas, or it's like a gas that turns your insides out.
Oh yeah.
Because now, all this coronavirus is all like air transmissible. And there's so much talk about like transmitting it via the air, and then they make a joke about like cheap weather stripping in the windows and how it like gets it. Do you remember this specifically? I'm going really deep. I know
I'm not
really
a
well.
big avid watcher of The Simpsons. I do enjoy it, but I haven't really went out of my way to watch all of them yet.
Basically, like Bart wakes up from a horrible dream at the end of Treehouse of Horror. I want to say 4, if I'm a genius, and
it's gonna be it. I know it's gonna be fucking it. I'm gonna look it up when I get home. It's gonna be the episode. Let's continue.
Fuck, it's 5.
Oh, is it?
Anyway, he wakes up from a horrible dream, and then at the very end of the episode, they're like, "Oh no, everything's fine, Bart. Don't worry about that." And then of course they're like, "Oh, but there is, of course, that gas that like turns your insides to the outsides." Boom, starts coming in. Homer's like, "Cheap weather stripping on the windows." I wish I could have done it verbatim, but I can only get so far on this.
You could just play the audio over you talking, and it makes it seem like you did it.
Yeah, that's true. Or I can just scream and make it sound overdubbed, or make it seem like I was talking.
Like with the coronavirus you just did 10 minutes ago?
Yeah, exactly.
Like 5 seconds ago?
Oh, here we go, economy.
Let's see.
A little too early, jumped the gun. Might have been a different flight pattern, can't even see it. All right, let's just move on that.
We were looking at a bird. We weren't looking at anything else. There was a cool bird, an eagle.
It is gorgeous. The cicadas are humming. At the beginning of this, man, I'm not going to lie, I thought it was going to rain again.
Me too. I was a little freaked out, but...
I can't believe it. Hey, we're getting through, though. Oh, we did the EMP guesses. We did a bunch of predictions earlier. Let's do a quick, how many minutes in are we? Because I love this.
Oh, man.
I'm a trained timekeeper.
You are.
I'm trying to get really good at this. I'm not wearing a watch or anything, so I got no fucking idea. And I swear there's not a clock right behind my camera that I'm glancing at every moment. No, there's not.
Is that what that is?
No. How many minutes in are we currently? I'll give you, actually take a few seconds to think, okay? I'm in a vamp in the meantime. I'm actually not going to do that, but I'm going to give my guess. I'm going to say we are, and again, this is just off the top of my head. I haven't practiced for this. Well, I have practiced for this. We are 39 minutes and 40 seconds in.
Wow. I had the 4 up.
4.
Just so the camera can see that preemptively I was going to say 40 in case you said 40.
Didn't get anchored.
I don't want to seem like the guy that just take the, the Price is Right rolls.
Yeah.
Where someone goes, oh, it's 29.50, 29.49, and then he gets it, But I'm going to say 45 minutes and 36 seconds right now.
Also pretty good. And you know what? If life has taught me anything, it's going to be like a perfect mix of those two, which means we're like 43 minutes in.
Yeah.
42 minutes in. Which is fantastic. 'Cause
Yeah.
we have 18 more minutes to sing the praises of Toyota, if at all possible, and other coronavirus-related elements that have occurred.
I always found those really funny, like on SpongeBob, when like someone would talk, and instead of animating the mouth, they'd get like a real fucking voice actor with his lips and teeth to speak, and they'd dub it underneath.
Dude, I didn't watch SpongeBob.
Oh, man.
So the whole rest of the 18 minutes here.
Very Ren and Stimpy.
I love Ren and Stimpy.
It's very Ren and Stimpy.
Since I was a child,
the zoom in with the painting of the realistic painting when something bad happens, like they stub their toe and they zoom in on their face, and it's like a real fucking painting of like all the pores. They did that a lot. The mouth thing. They do a lot of funny stuff.
I've never heard it be compared to Ren and Stimpy. That's interesting, though.
Well, with the crazy gags they do.
Yeah, I'm into the shit like that, and I've known a lot of people that I respected that like SpongeBob, and yeah, obviously it's memed out like crazy online.
That's what I feel like. That's your that's how you know if it's a good like show or not, is how relatable is it 20 years after the first couple seasons, because it was like the first 4 or 5 seasons are what's like memed. Anything after that, it's just kind of just whatever.
Actually, hopefully we can just, for the rest of this episode, you speak to me in terms of SpongeBob, I'll speak to you in terms of The Simpsons,
Holy shit.
and we'll we'll get to the idea here. Amazing. Actually, if I had an unlimited budget, I would love to just switch to animation now, moving forward, and just have this whole thing be animated.
You'd have to send it to Dylan. Dylan's been rotoscoping.
Oh, yeah, has he?
Yeah, he did a little video of a Tom Segura dance bit, and he rotoscoped it. It looks really good. I'll have to show you after the pod.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, Dylan's Austin's bro.
My brother. The bro. The other bro that's not Matt.
Yeah, another non-Matt bro,
Yeah.
if that makes sense to people, long time listeners of the podcast.
LTLs.
No, but that's great. Healthy ass habit for Corona too.
I think so. He's gotten pretty good at it. I forgot how good of a drawer he actually is. He used to draw all the time, and now it's like he's got the iPad with the pen, so he's just like unstoppable. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. Good
That's
for him.
great. Yeah, I'd love to get one of those specifically because I've learned that's sort of my style. Like I want to do all handwritten stuff for this and anything I create. Like I don't like to use fonts. I prefer to write things.
You have really good handwriting too. Very good handwriting. My dad saw the list of the talent book that you did. Remember how you took the Great Talent book and you wrote the rules?
Oh yeah.
And I laminated it.
Yeah,
I put it in my
yeah.
room. He saw that and he goes, "Who typed that?" I'm like, "That's James's handwriting." He's bullshit. No, you're lying. I had to literally tell him 5 or 6 times. I'm like, "That's fucking James's handwriting."
That's
and he goes,
great.
"No, it's not." I'm like, "It is. It's laminated."
Great. That's so funny. We're talking about the Little Book of Talent by Daniel Coyle.
Daniel Coyle.
One of my faves. Yeah. If you're ever interested in learning, mastering anything, which everyone should be, frankly, you want to know how to acquire any sort of skill, check out Daniel Coyle's The Talent Code, I'd say first, and then the Little Book of Talent. It gives you like 50 tips or something. I can't remember the number, but it's more digestible. It's just more like do this. Talent Code has more of a long form discussion. It's in story form as to not only how your neurons work, but how people have learned to fly planes, how futsal, it's like a Brazilian soccer type game, has made soccer players really good because it's basically soccer on a
smaller ball, right?
Smaller ball, smaller court, heavier ball, so you get more like ball touches, you get more like dribbling,
Yeah.
which supposedly speeds up the talent acquisition process.
I was also gonna say that they have because they have the Cintiqs where like it's basically a computer. It's like another monitor that's touchscreen, and they're like $600. They're really nice, but they're like for animators, and they're $600. They also have ones that are literally a trackpad, and they come with a nice pen, and you look and draw like this. Which is like, yeah, I was gonna.
I thought one of those a Wacom one.
Yeah, Wacom. They make the Cintiq as well.
Yeah. I think I've unfortunately broken mine, which is actually I probably would be using my Wacom for the stuff I'm making now, but I don't know. Maybe I need to just change something out, replace a part. But I've been very happy with using physical materials like sharpening and using.
Are you scanning it too?
Pens and whatnot? No, I just take a photo.
Really?
Yeah, and I specifically have embraced and tried to lean into like sort of the sloppiness of it, like how the lighting is different, the colors never look the same, like the inconsistency of it all. Like I'm kind of like forcing myself to keep coming back to the table and start from scratch, which is funny for me because in some ways I like to perfect things, but I also kind of like to run with like a weighted vest on in some ways.
Yeah, I'm like that too a little bit, but a little bit reverse. I'm a very perfectionist, but then I'm also not. It's very strange, especially when it comes to creativity stuff. It's just like some days I'm feeling it, and some days everything has to be perfect, and some days, fuck it, just do it how it is,
Yeah. Let me just ask you, Beatrice. Somehow just came to mind, flashed to my mind. Do you name your guitars?
Yes. There's
all of them?
Most of them.
Most of them. Do you have
the names fluctuate because sometimes I feel like the names don't fit. I'm not a very decisive person. If you haven't figured this out yet, I'm not a very decisive person.
You're 22. I mean,
22. I'm not a very decisive person. The names have changed.
It doesn't have to be based on age. I'm sorry. It doesn't have to be based on age.
You ageist.
I just want to leave room for people to change their mind. When you're young, especially myself. Anyone.
Yeah. Even from like 3 years ago, I'm a completely different person. Or like 2 years ago, even last year.
Sometimes change or like, I don't know, indecision is cast as like a negative thing, but sometimes it's the most thoughtful or careful people that are not as decisive. Right?
Yeah, I feel like change should be embraced, I guess, when it comes with people, because
like the never-ending becoming.
Like the never-ending becoming.
Thank you.
I feel like what is it? Gunshot.
That's what it is.
Yeah, I feel like People should be allowed
That was an
to
M79.
change their opinion on things.
Hell yeah, man.
Like if someone who believes in something that's unsavory changes their mind, they shouldn't be attacked for what they used to think.
oh fuck no, because then it's gonna anchor them in the unsavory belief.
Exactly.
Terrible.
Exactly. They can't double down. Nothing's permanent, really.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Even with this whole, oh God, I don't even want to say the word cancel culture, but that's exactly what it is. It's frustrating. I talk to my friends about it all the time, and they're like,
Are you really having cancel culture talks with your friends?
Well, yeah. Even my friends.
No, tell me what's going on with
My
the young-
friends who are very left too.
Yeah.
They're very progressive too.
All right.
They agree. It's bullshit. I mean, you don't let anyone change, and you don't let anyone redeem themselves or understand what's wrong in what they did. You can't just cancel someone out of existence. It just doesn't make sense. I mean, it's very death by mob, and it's very guilty until proven innocent, which there's no due process. And Twitter is ruling the world now, which it's like that makes no sense.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Twitter is just marketers talking to marketers about marketing. But
Thank you.
I'm very interested to hear like a left-leaning perspective though from someone your age, because obviously that's like a hallmark. People in this college age, moving the progressive agenda left.
Yeah, I mean,
which
because
is
I would
a
consider
beautiful-
myself a little bit more center. I mean, I'm not right and
Really?
I'm not left. I'm slightly more left than I am right.
Okay.
I don't like to. I'm not very into politics very much, but I like to have somewhat not opinions, but like I like to look at things objectively, not left or not right. Because I feel like once you start looking left, it gets skewed left. If you start looking at shit right, it gets skewed right.
100%.
So I'd rather just the objective truth, which is probably a little bit of both.
100%. And I was thinking. I remember a few years ago, I was thinking about how, even though I say I'm liberal, I'm left, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about how I don't, in a way, want to say that. I don't even want to say I'm a Democrat. Not that I want to say I'm a Republican, but I don't want to get anchored. I don't. In the same way, I don't want to get a tattoo of something, so then I constantly have a legitimate reason to always love this thing or to never move away from this identity, right?
Huh.
That's probably another topic, but
No, I know. Just interesting. I like that.
I feel like you get hamstrung. You end up getting caught a little bit, and it's just natural. You hearing that?
Yeah, I don't know what that is. Let's see if we can figure that out.
It's cool. It's probably some sort of DJ scratching, that we got popping here. I can just pull this thing forward, probably end the horrible noise.
Oh,
If I've learned anything, it's that proximity and physical elements are. Oh, is that popping out? Is that
hello?
Is that better?
That's it.
Okay.
I just unplug and plug back in my mic.
Funky. Damn, you're speaking so much
It is recording, right?
centrist truth into that mic. It can't even fucking handle it.
Is it
man.
recording?
Dude, I don't know.
Do you want to just quickly double check?
Oh yeah.
It recorded me plugging and unplugging it back in.
Oh shit. Not shit. Good. It's good.
Oh,
Well, I got good news.
what are we at?
We're way past the time.
No way.
No, this is a great thing. We're way past the time. Yeah. Oh shit. I used this certain file that didn't have the ending signal in there.
So I wonder what we were at when we were at.
Oh my god, I was so fucking off. And that means we're having a great ass time. We're fucking an hour and 15 minutes in.
Not bad. I love how, all the podcasts I've been on have way past the hour. Like
Oh
the
my
one with me and
God.
Rob were an hour and 25 minutes.
That is so funny, man. Well, I think we were due. We got screwed with that 14-minute podcast.
Man, I'll be here forever. However long you want me here, I'll be here.
That is so great. We were just getting cooking with the political stuff too. I guess until we just have to wait till next time.
Until next time, I guess.
We'll have to wait till next time. And honestly, I would keep going if I wasn't so incredibly paranoid that the cameras in some way would fail, that I just wasn't prepared to shoot this long. That's
the usual, right?
I bet even.
I mean, that light's flashing. I'm seeing a red light flashing.
I should have been able to tell from the pure cicada sound how late it had gotten.
Oh my
in
god!
this.
I bet you would. You'd be like, it's been 35 cicadas, so that means it's been 35 minutes.
Actually, even me trying to say like how long do you think it's been? I think on some level I knew it was. I'm like, this is something's not right. I should have checked then. I
believed your time so much that I got like afraid. Not afraid. I'm like, I have to still talk after that.
That is so fucking funny.
Because the podcast I did with Mason was like 2.5. It was so long.
Oh yeah.
And it felt like it was going like very slow. It was a good conversation.
Oh, did it?
It was a great podcast. I liked it a lot. But I felt like 3 or 4 times I'm like, this has been a while. This has been because it was that long. It was a long podcast.
Yeah. Well, just so my computer doesn't die out of sheer exhaustion. I mean, shit, the mics are starting to feed back on us. They're not used to being plugged in this long.
I think it was all the
apparently.
power right behind it, near it. I think your cord touched one of the power cables.
Must have been something. I don't know. I think it's. I really do think it's because we were speaking too much truth, and then
I think so.
You know, we didn't cover the bottom like you were saying.
Truth has a certain frequency, and it interrupts a lot of stuff.
No, I mean, I'd love to have you on again in the future. We gotta
Please, I'd love to
talk
be on.
about the CWE that's going on. We got to talk about the future of the Supra, the past of the Toyota Corporation.
I think the future is leaving all that behind, James.
No, but specifically like getting perspective on, you know, how other people are even placing themselves in the political spectrum. Don't feel the need to be anchored, though. I guess if we could put an end cap on that.
I'd
right?
like that.
Because you gotta leave yourself room to grow.
Double breath.
Just that, it like turns my computer off. It doesn't save the audio file where it's gone. No, anyway.
Like last time.
Until next time, Austin, thank you for coming over, man.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. All right, goodbye.
Goodbye.